live from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. On Thought Thursday, it's important to start using our thinking for what we are consuming. It's very important that each time we choose to buy a product that we are making an impact in the world and in people's lives. So today we have Priscilla Tsai in the house. She is the founder of Coco Kind, which is a clean and conscious skincare for all. I love that.
Yes.
Beautifully done. Tell us a little bit about your line.
Yeah, so I started the company 4.5 years ago, and I actually worked in finance on Wall Street for a couple of years after college, and I was dealing with such bad hormonal acne. And I was on all the harshest internal prescriptions, topical prescriptions, and I would literally have to put Cetaphil on in the morning in the dark because my eyes would sting so badly, my skin would sting so badly that my eyes would water. And it was just this really terrible process every morning, basically, of putting my skincare routine on and then slapping a bunch of makeup on my face to cover my skin up. And it was a really mentally impactful time period for me, but also physically impactful. And one of my friends had suggested, you're starting to have all these gut issues from these antibiotics that I was taking every day for my skin, and just kind of adopting this more holistic approach to life. And so part of that was eating really healthy and eating a lot of superfoods and really healthy superfood oils. But then also I started to play around with it. I've always been a very DIY person, as I mentioned earlier. And I started to play around with, okay, like how do I use this rose water on my skin? How do I use chia oil, avocado, matcha, coconut oil? And I really started stripping it down to just the basics of my skincare routine. And I found that I had never used an oil before in my life because everybody told me
why would
oil-free, non-carcinogenic,
right.
all of that.
Totally.
And it was so...
First came out, we're all freaked out. Like,
everybody was so freaked out. Yeah, and I found that it was the first time, like within a week, I saw that it was the first time I put something on my skin and it didn't sting, and it felt like I had that moisture and that nourishment back.
Isn't that so interesting, though? Because for so long, I punished my skin.
Yep.
I was actually harming it. I was so mad. And that really did have an effect on me emotionally and mentally, not only just physically. When I started loving on myself more and using more natural products and the oils and things like that, when my skin actually started to heal, and I thought, self-care and soothing is so much more powerful than the chemicals I was trying to use because I was mad at my skin and I was mad at my body.
Totally. And that's such a misconception that you have to like dry your acne out or dry your skin out in order to achieve smoothness and
acid
fineness.
peels and everything.
Exactly. And that stinging is a good thing. And I learned that it's really not. And there's a gentler way to do it. And it was something that I was basically creating these products in my kitchen.
Well, mind you, you're on Wall Street and you developed the matcha stick. So tell us about that.
So, my whole bathroom was covered in all these ingredients and none of them had labels, and I would just know like, okay, that's, chia oil, that's sacha inchi oil, that's sunflower oil, and I really got to know all the ingredients and studied so much about them. But I was working like 16-hour days at the least, and it was really frustrating to me because I would make these products for myself, but then when I would go to the store, and I really didn't have an intention of starting a skincare company because I didn't feel like there was place for me in that industry, not only as a founder, but as a consumer too. Just come in and be like, I have these vulnerabilities, I've actually dealt with these issues. It never even crossed my mind, honestly, for the first 4 years of making these skincare products for myself, that maybe I should sell this. But the problem was that when I went to stores and when I went online, everything was so expensive and there were all these filler ingredients. And I knew what's actually in the bottle is 1/100th of the cost of the product, and it's all the extra stuff.
I think it's so beautiful from a spiritual perspective that what the hardest thing we go through often becomes, the purpose and what we're here for. And I'm a true believer that we even choose it to understand it and to go through that and whatever. But we're talking also about inner circle. And, you've had success. What did you have to do in your life? And maybe as the inner circle also of, you're working all those hours, how much did all changing your inner circle play into success and bringing this to life?
Yeah, I think whenever you deal with a challenge, or then for me starting a company, a big thing is you want to feel really authentic. And the moment you start feeling like you're not being yourself, then things don't go right. I think that's a common theme in my life. And so for me, I am an introvert, and it's super important for me to surround myself with people who allow me to feel myself. And so it's actually pretty simple for me because being an entrepreneur, you're just so busy that I just don't have time for people that unless I know that I love them or I'm forming something really special with them. And I care so much about that individual bond with people more than I do about going to a party.
Which brings up your foundation and giving back over $35,000 to young entrepreneurs. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so last year we gave back $35,000 to health, wellness, and sustainability female founders. And a big thing was that I found that not only do women have a harder time fundraising, but a lot of people think that they need to raise X million dollars in order to start the business. And we've gotten to a pretty far place with CocoKind without raising a dime so far. And that's what I wanted to show people is that you don't always need to do that. And you can take a lot of small steps. So for us, we give grants between $2,500 to $10,000.
Wow.
That's incredible. But your products are in stores nationwide. Whole Foods, Target. And you did this without any investment?
Yeah.
How? Yes, that is incredible.
Wow.
I always say that I've done business in a really old school way. It's a new school business done in an old school way, and that's just knocking on doors.
You're right there in the fields of Peru.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so last year we went to Peru. We work with a cooperative there that sources and grows our organic sacha inchi, which is actually in this golden elixir product. And so we work with the local communities and the Amazon to purchase this and purchase and grow this ingredient, which is so amazing. And that's something that we tell the full story of how this ends up from literally in the Amazon all the way to Target, Amazon, Whole Foods, our website.
So that's in which product here?
The golden elixir.
This one. And so tell us about this one.
Yeah, so the golden elixir, so it's based on sacha inchi oil. So sacha inchi is one of the highest antioxidant superfoods out there, and specifically with omega-3 and 6. So for your skin, it's going to be really regenerative, adding that glow to your skin naturally, and it's going to feel really thin, so it's not going to feel too heavy either.
Now, are any of your products specific to helping with scarring that might have happened with hormonal acne?
Yeah, so I think like one of the biggest things with scarring is that you want to nourish your skin instead of kind of treating it with a bunch of chemicals that sometimes can disrupt other things while they're fixing the pigment. So for us, we concentrate on reducing the appearance of scarring or hyperpigmentation with superfoods. So we have a turmeric stick that is actually, you put it on and then you wipe it off 20 minutes later and it comes on like bright yellow.
Oh, wow.
And it helps to reduce the appearance of any hyperpigmentation or scarring from after breaking out. In addition to that, so that's our matcha stick actually. The matcha stick is also, really rich in chlorophyll and catechins, which helps with promoting healthy circulation. And then in addition to that, we have a vitamin C serum, which is always great for brightening skin.
Oh, fantastic.
So great. What a great story.
So grateful and truly admire you as an entrepreneur.
Thank
you so much,
you.
Priscilla. Please tell everyone where they can obviously find and follow your personal journey and get CocoKind.
Yeah, so you can get CocoKind at cocokind.com or any Whole Foods or Target store in the country. And you can follow us at CocoKind Skincare.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned for more on Good Morning LaLa.